Hey Aquarius, welcome to your monthly reading for March. Let's dive in and see what March has in store for you guys. Hope you all are doing well. Messages for Aquarius for the month of March. All right, we have temptation, self-deception, deception, and making wise choices. Okay, so this might be a place where you might be feeling like someone may not have the best of intentions with you, or you may be tempted by something to, think that it's a good thing, but maybe it's not. Or maybe you're thinking it's one way, but maybe it's not. So let's get a little bit of clarity because this can go a few different ways. This can be usually indicative of an energy where maybe you're thinking something is one way, but it's not really exactly what you're thinking. And that can be in both positive and negative ways. Here I have the truth. Okay. So this can play out in a variety of areas of our life. This can be maybe you've gotten into, a new relationship with someone and, maybe they're not being quite as honest as, you think that they are, or maybe they think that they are. So maybe they're telling you, hey, yeah, I want a long-term relationship. I'm looking for the long haul and, I'm in it, I'm single, I'm ready to go. But that may not be what's really happening at all. Okay. So there may be this temptation to kind of buy into what it is that they're selling, but what they're selling really isn't exactly truthful or honest. Okay. So this can also be, reverse. This can be something that maybe you might be doing to someone else. And so maybe there's a truth at the root of this that needs to come to the surface. This can also be, this can be at play at any area of your life. This can even be at play in a career where maybe you're applying for jobs and these, companies are telling you, we'll give you the schedule that you want. Yeah, we'll give you the pay that you want. Yeah, this is a great place. Yeah, you're going to love working here. But then when you get there, you're kind of like, yeah, this is nothing like they promised me it to be. So something here is, looking very tasty on the outside, very tempting, but maybe not be what exactly is on the inside. Okay. So you're being asked to be a little bit aware, Aquarius, at this time of things not being exactly as they seem or are being presented to be. Okay. Let's get a little more into this. Messages for Aquarius for March. All right, I have boundaries and respect. Okay, again, this really can play out in any area of life. Something in your life is not what it seems. And so there is a need for not only a truth to come out or the truth to be seen by you or another person or to be spoken by you or another person, but this is saying that there is some kind of lack of boundaries, lack of respect that needs to be acknowledged here, whatever that may be. Okay, so something's happening here that, isn't exactly kosher for, maybe the well-being of you or another or other people. Let's keep going, Aquarius, and see what's going on with this energy here, okay? Messages for Aquarius for March. Okay, I have alignment in here and now. Okay, so when this is coming out in an energy right now, and it's asking you to also have boundaries and respect, it's saying that you need to really get in alignment with what it is that you are comfortable with. Now, say for example, this is a relationship and you're, kind of talking to people and you're expressing, oh yeah, I'm okay with something casual, yeah, that's cool. I'm just kind of dating around. It's okay if you're, seeing other people too. We all got to start somewhere and maybe this will turn into something later. But, maybe deep down inside, the reality is that you're not so comfortable with that. Maybe you're not comfortable with someone kind of, dating multiple people. Maybe you want to engage with someone who is serious. And when they say that they're serious and looking for something long term, that they actually are. Okay. So one of the things that we can do here is first, we need to begin with getting very, very clear and very, very solid with what we're okay with and what we're not okay with. This is called self-love and healthy boundaries that we have with other people, whether this is work, career, family, this is, romantic relationships or friendships, children. It doesn't really matter. It kind of is relevant across the board. Okay. So once you get very, very clear on what is okay with you and what is not, then you need to kind of get into an alignment of that truth of yourself and be willing to uphold those boundaries, because anyone who is, even remotely okay, and respectful of other people, even just on a human to human level, will be okay with the fact that you have boundaries. If in fact, most people that are genuine in themselves and genuine with their intentions with you will actually be pretty happy that you have boundaries, and they'll actually be like, wow, cool. Yeah, I can respect that. what can we do here to make sure that things are working out for the both of us? Okay. So it takes a lot of honesty between, people for things to really align and kind of move forward. Okay. So whatever's happening here, you need to have some, respect for yourself and respect for others in a way that you're setting healthy boundaries and you're being very truthful and honest and clear with not only yourself, but you're being honest with them as well. Okay. And vice versa. Okay. If they're not doing these things for you and with you, then something's not right there. And just, if you think that, oh well, it's just a little white lie, and oh, I think they thought that they wanted to be something serious, but I mean, I don't know. Whatever excuses are being made, the fact that if you're even making excuses for someone or something should be your number one indicator that something's not right. Okay. That something in the situation does not have a respect that they need to have for you in this situation. Okay, let's take a look at the recent past Aquarius and kind of see what's happening here. We'll get a few more details and get more clarity on it, okay? Recent past for Aquarius. All right, I have the Page of Wands. So this might have been something that you just were inspired to do. You were excited and you were ready to go. You had a playful little energy and you just kind of were ready for things to kind of go. You were feeling young, playful, vibrant. There's really beautiful young energy to this, okay? And so you look like you were really excited for something, but maybe, that's the temptation, okay? So let's take a look at this present energy for Aquarius and see, where this is going. Present for Aquarius for March. All right, I have the Tower coming out. Okay, sorry about that glare. All right, so when the tower's coming out in the present energy, this is telling me that some kind of clarity is being had. Now, whether you are being very truthful with yourself and you're kind of realizing that something's not really kosher, something's not right, and it doesn't feel right, and so you're acknowledging a truth. Maybe it's an uncomfortable truth that you didn't really want it to be. You were just kind of excited and happy for something new to be playing out, and just looking at that. But this might even be an energy where something surprising is happening. Maybe a truth did come out. Maybe someone said that they were doing something and then a close friend was like, yeah, no, that person's married. So I don't know what they're talking about, that they're single. So this might have been a really a surprise that you really weren't expecting, or this might have just been a moment of clarity where you're kind of like, yeah, this isn't exactly lining up with what I ideally want. Okay, let's look at the near future. Near future for Aquarius for March, please. Near future. All right, I have the High Priestess here. Okay, so in the near future with the High Priestess coming out, this is telling me that, there's a truth that you just already kind of know. Your intuition is saying something's off here, something's not right. And so this is saying in the near future that you really need to align with that truth and follow that intuitive, nudge that you're getting where something's just not right. Whatever this may be, you already know it. There's something kind of lurking behind the scenes here that isn't being revealed to you. Someone's not telling their truth. Someone's not being honest with you. Someone's not respecting your boundaries. Whatever it is here is that there's something that needs to come to light. Now, whether this actually does come to light and, it's proven to you or not, your intuition is telling you, like, I already know. You don't necessarily need proof when you're tapping into your intuition and you just kind of know. You know what's right. You know something's off. You know really what's happening if you're being very honest with yourself, okay? Here at the bottom of the deck, I have the Empress energy. Okay, and with the Empress being in the overall energy, this is saying, hey, you know what? You're worth more than this. Whatever this is that's playing out, that's not respecting your boundaries and, showing you, their truthful, honest selves and being, in their honor and integrity and whatever it's happening here, it's saying that, you're worth more than this. You're so much more than this. And so this is making sure that you recognize your worth and your value and that you deserve to have someone who respects your boundaries, who is honest with you in their intentions so that you can just, be honest with where it's at. Even if someone is saying, hey, you know what? I don't want a relationship. I just kind of want to date and I just want to have a good time. And that's really all there is to it. And as long as that's okay with you and they're being very honest and upfront with you, then at least it's giving you a place where you can then decide what to do with that. You can decide either to engage in that situation or to kind of like, yeah, no, I'm good and move on and on to the next. Okay. So, but this gives you a very empowering energy to say, you know what? Know your worth, know your value, honor that. honor that by having self-love and having, healthy boundaries with those around you and the situations around you. Okay. And don't be afraid to stand, strong in those boundaries. Okay. Let's get some advice for Aquarius for the month of March. Advice, please. All right. I have the Seven of Cups coming out for your advice. And this is just saying, get very, very clear. Okay. It's the same thing that I was saying earlier. Just be very, very clear. Move through that point of illusion. If things are kind of emotionally turbulent a little bit, your mind's racing a little bit, and you're just kind of thinking all these thoughts, then just take a moment to kind of step back and get clarity. Maybe go for a walk, maybe listen to some music, take a bath, whatever it is that kind of gets you in a little bit of a more of a relaxed state will get you in a little bit of a meditative state automatically. And what that will do is it will allow you to see through situations that are emotionally, you're kind of emotionally involved in these situations, so you may not always be seeing them clearly, but deep down you know the answers, right? And so in order for those answers to surface, especially our intuitive answers, we need to be able to be in a space that's conducive, an energy that's conducive for that clarity to happen. So we need to kind of get down into that intuitive space, and we need to kind of evaluate the situation and see it clearly for what it is. Okay. So the advice to you here is, get really clear on these things and make wise choices. Decide what is good for you, what do you want, what you don't want, what's comfortable to you, and what's not. Okay. Let's look at what's hidden, Aquarius, for the month of March, in case there's just something that maybe you're not seeing that would prove helpful for you in this situation. What's hidden, Aquarius, March? Okay, I have a couple things coming out here. I have the Ace of Wands and I have the Six of Pentacles coming out for you here. Okay, so this is telling me here that, what's hidden is that things are just really unbalanced. Okay, there's an energy here that's playing out that is evoking a lot of temptation, a lot of passion. Things are kind of getting exciting, and maybe you're just not seeing things clearly. Maybe you're not acknowledging the red flags that are happening around you in this situation, and you're just kind of looking beyond them because, it just feels good. And so, maybe that excitement is not seeing that things are not fair here. Something's not balanced here, and there might be a little more give and take. This could even be a situation, playing out at work where, you're being asked to stay longer and you're not getting paid for that time. You're asking, oh, well, we had to let this guy go because we have budget cuts, but, can you do his work for him? But then you're not being offered any more money. So this can play out in a variety of ways. Whatever your situation is, Aquarius, you need to apply it kind of where it belongs. You're going to know exactly what I'm talking about in this situation. And so this is just saying there's an energy here that's tempting to keep going at it and keep engaging in it, but something's not right here, okay? And you already know this. So let's take a look at what you don't see coming for March. What does Aquarius not see coming for March? All right, I have the devil here. All right, so what you don't see coming is, this temptation probably isn't going anywhere. This might be something that you've struggled with before. Maybe this is just something that, you accidentally find yourself in because things are so exciting, you get wrapped up in everything, and you're just kind of like, yeah, this is great. And then you just kind of accidentally ignore the red flags. Maybe you just kind of feel like needy or complicated if you're setting healthy boundaries. And so then you just don't set healthy boundaries, then people just kind of walk all over that and push a little too hard and take a little too much, a little too often. And so what this is saying here is in the month of March, this really is a test for you to make sure that you're in alignment with your truth and your honor and your integrity, and that you're understanding that you're worth, having healthy boundaries. And anyone that loves and respects you or wants any amount of your time will honor that in you, okay? And they will respect that and be okay with that. So as long as you're doing it in a very, mature way. And I think you should have, anyone who's worth your time and energy will, it'll be pretty easy for these things to come. They'll want to, make things right with you. And so this energy here in March playing out with the devil is just saying, hey, be aware of where you are in codependent situations. Be aware of, where you're overgiving at a job and not getting paid, where you're undervalued and not seen for, what you're truly worth, where you're being kind of played upon by people who are telling you that they want one thing, but, their actions say another. So these are things that are going to play out in March for you. And so what you can do with that, like I said, the key to kind of getting beyond this devil energy here is to be very, very truthful and honest and in alignment and steady in what is good for you. What do you want? What don't you want? What are you comfortable with? And sticking to it. Okay. So, Aquarius, it looks like, you're going to have a little bit of a challenging month, but it tells me that your intuition already knows what I'm telling you. There's nothing here that new that I'm telling you. This is going to be more of a reading that is for validating you and knowing that you kind of already know the situation and what you need to do. It's just a matter of, this is going to be a test of, are you going to listen to your intuition and do what's best for you and honor yourself and love yourself? Or are you going to kind of keep, riding this little, merry-go-round? Either way, Aquarius, I wish you the best of luck. This is your reading for March. I hope that this was helpful for you. And until I see you again, take care.